We're less than 4 days from Lakers training camp, and they're clearly already heating up. Players are back in the gym, working together, even doing 5-on-5 games, confirmed by Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka at their press conference. They dropped big news about the team's future, new contracts, and plans for Marcus Smart and DeAndre Jordan. Buss revealed how they plan to use them in the rotation and what Coach Darvin Ham will do with them. Honestly, some of it sounds risky, especially trusting Smart to lead this Lakers squad. We'll break down exactly what Buss and Pelinka said and how it ties to the upcoming season, which is closer than ever. Starting with Marcus Smart, Buss seemed impressed, but many still question if he's the real answer for LA. They've had many battles, even during regular season and playoffs, with Marcus Smart once hitting Jeannie Buss in the face, needing stitches. Now Buss gets to be on the other side, not competing against Smart, not coaching against him, but coaching him on the same team for once. Buss is clearly looking forward to it, praising Smart's defense, leadership, communication, and playmaking. He went into detail saying, "What we need from Marcus is toughness. I've told him we need his voice, his competitive spirit, and his defense, which probably went under the radar the last 2 seasons. But some question if Smart can truly deliver, or if it's just a bold narrative." In recent years, Marcus Smart still ranks in the 80th percentile or higher in nearly every defensive metric, proving he's a very versatile defender. He's also been an underrated playmaker. With Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic as the primary ball handlers, Smart can take the role of secondary ball handler, adding depth to the Lakers' offense. But there's more to this story. On defense, Smart's numbers are impressive. According to bballindex.com, last season he graded A- in isolation defense at the 87th percentile, A in ball screen navigation at the 91st percentile, 95th percentile in off-ball chasing, 89th percentile in pickpocket rating, and 92nd percentile in passing lane defense. These stats make it clear why Buss believes in him. But some critics argue these numbers won't matter if Smart can't translate them into wins for the Lakers. According to craftednba.com, Marcus Smart ranked in the 93rd percentile for deflections, 78th percentile for rim defense, which is impressive for a 6 feet 3 inches guard, 82nd percentile for versatility, and 79th percentile for defensive plus-minus. No matter where you look, Smart is clearly still an elite defender, consistently above the 80th percentile. Jeannie Buss isn't making this up. That's exactly what she means. On playmaking, Buss also highlights Smart's underrated ability. He may not be the primary point guard, but as a secondary ball handler he adds real value. Buss expects him to take on that role, and those numbers back up her confidence. But some critics think the Lakers are overhyping Smart's impact, questioning whether his defense and playmaking will really change the team's success. Looking at the numbers again, Buss is right. Marcus Smart ranked in the 81st percentile for playmaking talent last season, 82nd percentile for passing creation volume, and 96th percentile for passing versatility. Those stats confirm he's a strong playmaker and defender, making him a true two-way player for the Lakers. But the real value Smart brings can't be measured by numbers. It's his effort, pride on defense, vocal leadership, communication, and willingness to do the dirty work that no stat can capture. That eye-test toughness might be the missing piece for this Lakers team. Smart is a tenacious competitor, and his mindset could change the team's identity. But some question if his grit alone can turn a struggling Lakers roster into a real contender. The Lakers desperately need Marcus Smart, especially after losing Dorian Finney-Smith, who was their only real 3 and D role player. Smart will take on that role, not just in skills and stats, but more importantly in mentality, communication, and leadership. That's why Buss is excited about him, and why Jeannie Buss seems to believe he can change the team's culture. But the Lakers have a bigger issue they need a wake-up call on: their defense. It's not that they can't do it. They've shown they can, but they haven't made it a habit for years, both before and after Buss took over. Last season they gave up the 5th most fast break points per game, nearly 17, and it got worse in the playoffs. Combine that with poor paint defense and bad defensive rebounding, and they've got a big defensive problem. Smart might be the spark to fix it, but critics say it's unrealistic to expect him alone to change years of defensive neglect. They also gave up too many offensive rebounds, something they hope will change with the arrival of DeAndre Jordan. But when it comes to transition defense and hustling back, Marcus Smart will be extremely valuable, maybe even invaluable. That's the big picture with Smart. The numbers, the expectations, and the intangibles Buss and Pelinka highlighted. Now the big question is whether Smart can actually live up to it. Then there's DeAndre Jordan, another big new addition. Both Jeanie Buss and Rob Pelinka had plenty to say about him. Buss talked about his offense, his status as a former first overall draft pick, and how playing alongside a veteran like Chris Paul shaped his pick-and-roll game. Now the Lakers are hoping that skill set will translate well with Luka Doncic. Buss and Pelinka clearly see a big role for Jordan, but some critics wonder if he still has enough left in the tank to make a real impact. Jeanie Buss clearly sees DeAndre Jordan as a major offseason acquisition. She explained his role and expectations, saying it comes down to daily commitment. Jordan, a former #1 pick, has delivered in every situation, from early in his career to being a defensive anchor and starter in the NBA Finals after the Chris Paul trade. Buss pointed out that Jordan's experience, especially running pick and rolls with Paul, makes him one of the most detail-oriented players in the league. His feel for two-man action is elite, and Buss is excited to see how that translates with Luka Doncic. But some critics argue Jordan's best years are behind him, questioning whether he can still be the defensive anchor the Lakers desperately need. With Luka Doncic, DeAndre Jordan brings a lot to the Lakers. Buss said having a true center who excels in the short roll changes everything. In pick and rolls with Austin Reeves, Luka, and even LeBron James, Jordan's ability to catch passes in the short roll is a huge asset. We've already seen glimpses of it in workouts. He's also a serious lob threat, adding another dimension. His size is undeniable. LeBron and Luka have thrived with players who bring that 3 and D component. Buss noted that Jake LaRavia is a young player with growth potential, and Marcus Smart has proven to be an elite 3 and D player in his career. Their sports performance staff is working hard to get Smart back to that form. He was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate just a few seasons ago. Simply put, Buss sees DeAndre as a key piece, but critics argue his impact may be overrated given his age and recent performance decline. DeAndre Jordan will be a game changer for the Lakers in the paint, and Jeanie Buss knows it. His ability in the short roll, pick and roll execution, mid-range shooting, and touch around the rim all make him a major asset. Defensively, his rim protection is valuable, but even more important is his defensive rebounding, something the Lakers struggled with last season. Stopping opponents from getting second-chance points was a major problem, and Jordan is guaranteed to help fix that. Sure, it's not certain he'll stay healthy for all 82 games or play at his best every night, but one thing is clear: he will be a strong rebounder. In his NBA career, Jordan has never averaged fewer than 10 rebounds per game, posting 10.2 last season, with over 7 defensive boards per game. Critics, however, say his age and declining mobility could limit just how much of a difference he makes. DeAndre Jordan averaged over 10 rebounds per game last season, including more than 3 offensive boards, ranking him in the top 15 in both categories. His paint production was also impressive, ranking 22nd in points in the paint per game despite playing fewer minutes than most centers, scoring nearly 11 points in the paint each game. He was 9th overall in second-chance points, averaging 3.6 per game. That skill set, getting touches in the paint through pick and rolls, dump-offs, and cleaning up rebounds, could fit perfectly with Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves. Buss believes Jordan fills a gap the Lakers desperately needed. Whether he starts or comes off the bench, it's clear his presence changes the Lakers' dynamics. Some fans are excited, others skeptical, wondering if age and minutes will limit his impact. Either way, it will be fascinating to see how Jeanie Buss and Rob Pelinka integrate him and Marcus Smart into the rotation. I guess there's a little debate about whether DeAndre Jordan will start, but the main point is clear. They have big plans for him and Marcus Smart. Jeanie Buss hinted at it during the introductory press conference, and it's going to be exciting to see how it plays out in training camp, preseason, and the regular season. So what do you think? What are your expectations from Marcus Smart and DeAndre Jordan entering training camp? Do you agree with what Jeannie Buss said about them? How do you think Coach Darvin Ham will use them? And how will the Lakers season look with these two on board? Share your thoughts in the comments. That wraps it up for this one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and have a great day or night.